Alright, so I just started playing Swordburst 3 earlier today. Got to play for a few hours, so now that I've done that, time for me to give a bit of a review on the game and what I think about it so far. So, to start off with, what's the part that's probably one of my favorites of the game, combat system. So, really nice, fast movement, everything's fast paced. The abilities are nice to have as a part of it now. So, combat, I love that. So, another thing that's nice about it is the details, like, around the map and all of that. Like, the models, they look pretty nice. Like, this rock right here. Good detail on that. Mob models look nice. Just the look of the game feels pretty good. It's definitely an improvement from a lot of other games that I've seen. So, to get into some more of the negative stuff, one thing that I am really not happy about, dual wield. So, dual wield, my problem isn't that it exists. My problem is that it locked behind an 800 Robux paywall. So, having something that's been available within the last two Swordburst games now locked behind paying, it's kind of upsetting to see that. And although I wouldn't mind paying it myself, I know a lot of people wouldn't want to be spending an additional 800 Robux on the game just to be able to unlock being able to dual wield swords. I definitely feel like that should be something that's a free feature for people to play the game and stuff. So another thing I don't like is the floor layout. So we're going through the floors and stuff. We're going through floor one because there's just one floor right now. It just feels like there's one set path kind of to walk through, and there's not really the open world feel of it, which I feel like that was something that was kind of there for the previous Swordburst games, but now it just doesn't feel as open world. It just feels like set path that you go along, and that's like the only way you can go. It's nice to have alternate routes, like, oh, you go this way to get to this mini boss, this way to get to that boss, something like that. It's really nice to have that. Another thing I don't like is the level requirements on basic quests and stuff. So, you go to this right here, there's level requirements on the quest. I don't feel like it should be locked behind a level on advancing. Again, it's sort of the open world thing. You should be able to advance as you feel like you can, but if you do go too far, you're obviously going to be not progressing as much because you're in areas that are too difficult for you to basically progress through. So, and then another thing that I do not entirely like is that for basically fighting mobs and stuff, specifically bosses, you need to get a kill credit of 20% in order to actually kill it. So, I mean, yeah, it might not seem too bad getting 20% when fighting it, but you have multiple people over here. You get like up to 5 or more people, it's extremely difficult to even get kill credit, and you could end up with nobody really getting kill credit. So, honestly, I feel like there should be a lower percent damage they need to deal to get kill credit. So something like maybe 10% might work a lot better on that. And I feel like that would be like a good change to allow larger groups of people to actually farm a boss together instead of you having to look for a new server. Another thing, see these drop rates right here? That's very, very high compared to what we had on Swordburst 2. I'm not saying we need to see like the low drop rates of Swordburst 2 at like 0.1% on a legendary or something like that. I'm just saying that like 20% drop rate, that's really high. Something like having a 2% drop rate, something like that for something like an epic, I feel like that would definitely be a good fitting thing, like 5% on a rare. So like you actually have to farm the boss a bit, and it's not just fighting the boss like a few times and then you don't need to fight it anymore because you've got all of its drops. So I think that's most of what I've got to talk about on Swordburst 3. I look forward to seeing how the rest of Alpha goes with this. This game obviously just got publicly released in its alpha state. few days ago. So obviously there should be a lot more to improve, and hope that some of the things that were not as great of features can improve and become good features of the game, and things like combat continue to get better with new skills added and become a very good game. So I'm looking forward to seeing more on Swordburst 3. So I think that's about it. Thanks for watching. See you guys.